Hello everyone, welcome to Geology Concepts. This is Ajit Kumar Singh and you are watching our third episode of this current affairs series in which we have covered the current affairs of the second week of the month of August. We have covered 5 topics in this video and the rest of the link of the rest of the videos like first and second video you will find in the description. If you have not watched it till yet, please go and watch them first, then you'll benefit the most. The second, the third, the topics covered here are Trans-Himalayan Multi-Dimensional Connectivity Network, which connects the China with Nepal. Then Telangana Nethana Bima Scheme, which is a life insurance scheme. Then again Haryana 2G ethanol plant, which means second generation ethanol plant, which is important because ethanol is the future. That's why it is important. Then Parvaz market linkage scheme is there, which means that if anything, any development program is or any scheme is related to Jammu and Kashmir, it becomes automatically important because every eye is on Jammu and Kashmir and its development. The next important thing is Tejas is very important because India, which was a defense import country, has now become an exporter of defense equipments. So Tejas is our fighter jet, which is a light combat aircraft. It is a single engine aircraft. That's why I have covered it here. So okay, so let's start and let's see first topic. The first topic is Trans-Himalayan multi-dimensional connectivity network, which looks like this, something like this. It connects China to Nepal. So from Lumbini to Kirung in China it will be connected, and it is a multi-dimensional, means it will connect railway, it will have railway connectivity, it will have road connectivity, it will have port connectivity. So many things are there. So it actually says that China says that it will change Nepal from a landlocked country to a land-linked country, from a landlocked country to a land-linked country. This is how China sees it. Chinese president has said about this project. It is a part of this BRI project, and under this China, you know that under BRI project China is giving loans to different countries, and China is actually planning to dominate the world in the near future. That's why China's project, like BRI project, is the dream project of China, which actually goes through many countries and almost all the continents. So that's why it is a part of China. That's why it is important here. So it will give 118 million USD to Nepal for this project and various other projects also. So highlight of this agreement is that China will finance the feasibility study. Actually China is sending people for the feasibility study of this project, and that's why it is important. It is also important because on the map you can see that it is, if this project materializes, then China will be here, like at the border at the gate of India. So that's why it is important for India also if that happens. And you must if you are following politics, you must have seen that Nepal is becoming quite a communist country, right, because of the influence of Communist Party of China in Nepal. So these are the things which is important here. Then the next thing is that the Trans-Himalayan Multi-Dimensional Connectivity Network will be constructed under Belt and Road Initiative, which I have just mentioned. Under it, railways and communication networks will be constructed. So these are some highlights of this. Then construction of a tunnel road will also happen, and upgrading of Araniko highway, which is already there in Nepal, which will be upgraded under this program. So this is important for Nepal also because Nepal is a landlocked country, and if gets this project materializes, then Nepal will be connected to China, and it will also be integrated to China's economy, and China will also help from this because it will be part of CPEC and BRI, because in China also looking at CPEC. So that's why it is important. CPEC is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, but India has denied it. India has denied the any agreement towards that CPEC because India sees CPEC as its attack on sovereignty and India's sovereignty. Its attack on India's sovereignty. That's why India has said that it will never allow CPEC. So next is a Telangana Nethana Bima scheme, which is for weavers, means all those people who weave. So that's why it is important, because sometimes in your examination, any news or any scheme, if there is from southern part of India, so UPSC chooses those type of schemes and prepares question over there. So that's why I have covered this. This Telangana Nethana Bima scheme is has been covered here. It features Nethana Bima scheme includes it is a scheme is first of one of its kind insurance cover scheme that will benefit around 80,000 weavers families. Under this scheme, government will provide 5 lakh insurance. So this is important that the insurance is of 5 lakh to the families of the weaver in case of unfortunate death of eligible beneficiary. The government will pay the annual premium on behalf of LIC. So LIC is the agency which will do the life insurance cover, and government will pay the premium, and the amount of the amount of the insurance is of 5 lakh, and weavers are going to benefit from this. And this scheme is by the Telangana government and not by the central government. So these are some of the important things about this scheme. Then moving to the next is Haryana 2G ethanol plant. So the one most important thing is that the first greenfield ethanol plant, first in country, is being constructed in Bihar's Purnia district, right? So Bihar has got the distinction of having the first greenfield, mind you, this term greenfield project of ethanol factory, which is being constructed in Purnia district of Bihar. And in Haryana, this is not the second plant, actually this is 2G plant, means second generation plant. So there is a distinction. Second generation is, before we go into anything, let me tell you that there are 4 generations, 4 stages, not stages actually. How we evolve our technology is based, this is the generation is based on that. In the first generation, the ethanol was produced from the starchy crop biomass. What happens is, when a biomass degenerates, it gives you some ethanol, alcohol ethanol gives you. So in the first stage, when this idea came into being, first generation, kernels or starchy crops were being used in villages. हम जब भी हमारे धान की खेती होती थी, तो धान की जो भूसी होती है वो खरीद के लोग ले जाते थे, राइट? वो ट्रक्स में भर के, वो बोरियों में भर के ले जाते थे, और कभी कोई बोलता था कि इससे ना ये लोग तेल बनाते हैं, या ऐसा वैसा कुछ कुछ बताते थे. आई यूज टू लाफ कि, तब तो मैं बच्चा था, आई यूज टू लाफ कि ये इससे कैसे तेल निकालेंगे इसकी धान के भूसे से. तो बट दैट वाज ट्रू, राइट, कि उससे दे कैन मेक इथेनॉल. सो दिस इज हाउ इथेनॉल इज बीइंग created, right? In the second generation, they use biomass, again biomass, but in that they use cellulose, right? Say then the third generation came, in which they said, okay, now we cannot use such things, better we use algal biomass, means algae. So they can use algae. But in the fourth generation, what they are doing is that they are actually also using the industrial waste, which is CO2. This is how this CO2 will be used for the algae production, and this algae production will be used for ethanol production. So this is how this fourth generation is all about, means this will also consume the CO2 that is being produced in industrial setup. So that's how these 4 stages are. And okay, then before we go into that, let us go ahead with this topic, is that Haryana has Haryana is building its 2G ethanol plant. Actually, this on the eve of Independence Day, before Independence Day, I think on 13th of August, our PM Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has inaugurated this plant. So that was something about the stages, and it is in Haryana, this second generation, and this is in the cooperation with Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So Corporation Limited. So these are some of the important things, and yes, this is how fourth generation of ethanol production looks like. This is sun, which gives you sunlight. Then there is algal cell, and it will also consume the CO2 that is being generated in the industrial setup, and it will give you algal growth, which will give you fuel, biofuel. So this I have just discussed here. So this is in image form, this is here. And different types of ethanol, biodiesel. What is biodiesel, ethanol, methanol, and biobutanol is actually, there is a comparison, and here it talks about ethanol. So ethanol is actually produces less amount of poisonous gas such as carbon monoxide than gasoline. Gasoline means petrol that you have. So but the ethanol has half the energy mass of gasoline. So energy density in ethanol is half of that of gasoline, means petrol, but it produces less amount of poisonous gas such as carbon monoxide, and that is being emitted by gasoline if you burn gasoline in your vehicles. So that's why ethanol is, yes, less energy efficient, but yes, it is less poisonous and less polluting. Then comes the difference between biodiesel, and the comparison between biodiesel and diesel. So biodiesel have lower energy than a regular diesel, obviously, because biodiesel is made by our food stuff, and diesel is a fossil fuel. So definitely there is a difference in energy density, but they are more prone to corrosion, means diesel, in their engine part, and than a normal diesel that is designed to take biodiesel. Biodiesels burn much cleaner. So we can see that these fossil fuels are more polluting than these ethanol, biodiesel, or methanol and biobutanol. So these are less polluting, but the thing is that they have less energy density. Then methanol and methane and methanol, there is a difference. I mean, the comparison, methanol has 1/3 of to 1/2 of the energy of methane. Again, methanol has less energy than methane. It is a liquid and easy to transport. Then again, biobutanol and butane means gasoline. Gasoline has more energy than biobutanol and can work in any car, whereas gasoline is required without any modification of the engine parts. So we have seen a little bit of comparison, how ethanol and how ethane and gasoline, how biodiesel and diesel, methanol and methane, and biobutanol and butane. So this difference is, the crux is that these items in the first row, the first column actually, are less polluting, but this item in the second column are highly polluting. So this the first item, this is less energy efficient but less polluting. These are energy efficient but highly polluting. So this is the actually the judgment, I would say. Fine. Now I have just discussed this, that in Bihar's Purnia district, India's first greenfield ethanol plant is being constructed. So the next topic is Parvaz market linkage scheme. So this is about Jammu and Kashmir, and from the government of Jammu and Kashmir, this market linkage scheme is being given to the people. So this is for the benefit of farmers of Jammu and Kashmir. Government will provide 25% of the subsidy on freight charges, and this will connect more farmers, and they if the subsidy on this freight charges means they can send their items to the different parts of the country, and they will get a good amount of livelihood, we can say, and better prices for their produces, agricultural produce. So this is about this scheme. Okay, the next is Tejas. I think this is the last topic of this video, Tejas. So this is important. 18 Tejas aircrafts we are going to sell to Malaysia. right? This is going to happen for the first time. We, from an importer of defense products to an exporter of defense products, which is a good thing for Make in India and Made in India. So one more thing I would like to highlight here is for the first topic that we have discussed in the, I think in the last video. Okay, in the last video I was discussing the ATAGS, that howitzer guns, that was the epitome of Made in India. That in last 75 years, in every Independence Day, Topo ki Salami, we used to use the Britain made tanks, means that gun, howitzer gun, top. And now, for the first time after 75 years of independence, we have used indigenous tank, indigenous top, we can say. So this is for the this is a pride moment for India and for Indians. So different countries, coming back to this topic again, different countries interested in buying Tejas are Argentina, which is in South America, Australia, Egypt and United States, Indonesia and Philippines. Philippines is also buying our BrahMos missiles, and Indonesia and these states, these countries, even USA is interested, because USA is making very sophisticated and large fighter jets, and the cost of those jets is very huge, but we are giving them very cheap fighter jets. That's why this is important. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is important because this is the organization, this is the I mean HAL is responsible for production of Tejas, so this is important. Then it was started in 1984. The production of Tejas was by Government of India it was started in 1984, and by okay, so it was supposed to replace MiG-29 planes, and it was okay, these things are okay, fine. So HAL, and here so this program means the production of light combat aircraft LCA was this was started in 1984, and the aim was to replace MiG-29 because MiG-29 was MiG-21, sorry, MiG-21 was aging, and you have seen that. You also might know that MiG-21 is also called flying coffin, means it is quite prone to accidents, and we have lost a lot of pilots in MiG-21 crash. So that's why this is a replacement for MiG-21 from India side. India is also exporting these aircraft, so it is a very good, I mean it's a boost for India's status in international market and international fora also. So this is how all these important things are. Something about the features of this aircraft is very important for exam point of view. This is the lightest, smallest and tailless, means this does not have any tail, that means that its size is quite small. That's why it is important. When the size is small, it's the maneuvering of this aircraft becomes quite easy because of its small size. Then it can fire air to air, air to surface, precision guided weapons, which is quite important for this aircraft. Then air to air refueling is there. Maximum load capacity is of 4000 kilogram, and maximum speed is 1.8 Mach. One Mach is equal to speed of sound, which is 320 meters per second, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yes, so 1 Mach is this much. So this, I mean, it will go around 1.8 times of the sound of the speed of sound. It's a supersonic aircraft because if anything process the speed of sound is supersonic. So it's the range of the aircraft is 3000 kilometers, means it can fly up to 3000 kilometers. And different variants of Tejas we have, like trainer. Obviously, if we have fighters, so there has to be trainers to train the pilots. So two-seater trainer is also there. Then there is a Navy version, which we have again single and twin-seater for Navy, and then LCA Tejas for Mark 2 and Mark 1. These are improvements for Mark 2 and Mark 1 represent the improvements. So this is important, some important things about Tejas, and this is also about also something good about made in India project of India. That's how this video will end, and I have covered some important topics here. If there is any query, any doubt, if you find, so let us know in the comment section and we'll answer you those queries there. Thanks for watching. You guys are wonderful. Thanks a lot.